And they do have two of their new boys, new loan signings on the bench. Sabgelo Zwane and Happy Mashiani arriving just before the transfer deadline window closed from Kaizer Chiefs as we get underway here. So perhaps we will see the two Amokosi lads coming up against Orlando Pirates at some point in this match. Pretty decent crowd here for a Tuesday evening, but considering that tomorrow is a Heritage Day and a holiday for most, this is the place to be, a chance to live it up a little bit on a weekday night. And there's a great atmosphere here, real electricity in Mangaung. Maswanyani stealing the ball well, but crowded out by three, and then Vincent Pule seeking that immediate release as Bukazi and Siema combine. Sibilibili, Sihlenduli. Ricardo Goss just waiting for a little bit of pressure, which eventually comes reluctantly from Tsifasa Mabasa. It's Gampani Lungu. And the touch back to Sanoka from Jape Moralo. He's no stranger to scoring against Orlando Pirates, despite the fact that he's not a common goal scorer. Does appear to have a knack against this particular opponent. Ricardo Goss playing a 10th game against Orlando Pirates across his career. He's managed over that time just 2 wins. Siema squeezing it through nicely for Nduli. Mabasa can't get the touch to lay it off for Sibilibili.
And you seem to wonder, you can see that with Siwelele, they're trying to, slow the game down, play nicely in the rightful positions, not to rush things and force Orlando Pirates to come out of that blocks. And it's a thought that they need to be consistent with. But also it's going to be very, very challenging knowing that the speed that Orlando Pirates have, especially up front with Sibilibili being involved, and with Mabasa, who's free scoring at the moment.
The cross from deep. Well left by Libitzo. Bukazi. Bata under pressure. Relinquishes the ball in the midfield. This is the young man that everyone will have their eyes on. Came up through Supersport United Academy, Khonyane. Came on the half-time for the Lesotho International Makele. In that previous game, the defeat to Magesi, and put in a fairly solid shift against the start tonight. Actually, back in March of this year, when you're still playing for Supersport's DDC side, scored against Orlando Pirates' DDC side.
I'm sure you'll remember those feelings.
Yeah. Tonight, I'm sure it'll be all about the defensive work as Mufo King lets that one get away from him.
Yeah, also you look at how, Siwelele have been conceding goals. I mean, they're third joint in terms of them conceding so many goals, and they need to make sure that they close the shop at the back. Defensively, they need to be solid. Those diagonal balls are going to come from Siema and Mbogas. They're going to find Hort in that space. As to then how you deal with the second balls, it's going to be so much for them defensive point of view for Sinako, who's also like a more experienced player in that defense, should be able to be vocal.
Nduli. Looking for Libitso, it's just gone over his head. A man who's back from his knee injury, Tapiso Libitso, and has already started to establish himself as a regular since returning from what was a devastating injury. It kept him out for quite some time, but featuring in the MTN8 final, their successful win over Chipper United in their last Betway Premiership match, and in the CAF Champions League prelim round, so fourth match in succession for him here.
And maybe many can also say, you know, his direct competitor is Siwelele. We've seen him in a couple of games where he starts playing up front, go back and play as a right back. But I think Libitso has been a player that they missed, especially early on into the season, because that was a position that has been interchanged around. Van Rooyen, we've seen him as well there. And now that Libitso is back, we just hope that he stay injury-free and be able to proceed and give Orlando Pirates that extra man going forward.
So Moralo with the free kick. Oh, it's gone direct at goal from Campo Moralo. I don't think that's what anyone thought would be the case.
Yeah.
Now they've gone long, and the flag did stay down. Mr. King not able to sort his feet out. Really just tried to flick a boot at that anyway, anyhow.
Yeah, it was a good ball. They've been played by Hoto. But I think for Rela, you can see that he has to really try and adjust his body. It's unfortunate that he couldn't get a touch that he needed. But he was allowed to make that run from the midfield, deep down, just in between the two centre-backs. And those are the runs that you're going to be able to expect from Orlando Pirates' attack.
Dion Hoto looking for another assist. Delivered in a peach of a corner against Didori last time out for Mabasa to score their opener. As Mufu King puts it across. This is a young man, Khunyane. Looks long for Ohizu. Pule quickly releases it. Bukazi, always authoritative in the air.
It was a foul there. It's going to be an interesting battle as well from that side as well. But there's an area ball that has been played in. Cheney there with a regular save, making sure that the ball doesn't go through the line.
Siema back to Chain. Now Siema again. He's played every single minute for Orlando Pirates since they lost fairly early in the season in the league to Marumo Gallants. From range, wide of the mark. Tried that several times over the weekend against Didori, Talendambata, without any real success. Yet to get off the mark this season, but we know that's one of his strengths, so shots from distance.
Yeah, and then when you have Nduli behind you, it pushes him to go a little bit more forward to be able to get those type of opportunities. All he needs now is to try to get them on target, because we know that he does have those ones.
Coach Wadu's arm is out of the sling now, but he still has a very fancy-looking exoskeleton type setup on his arm there.
That robotic arm.
Makes him look a bit like a superhero, and when you meet him in person, considering he towers over most at about 6'4", it does give off that impression. Continuing the Orlando Pirates' success in the MTN8 at their capture of a fourth successive crown. coach Wadu, along with Tapela Kloki and a couple of other staff members, injured after that successful outing against Chippy United. They stopped to assist those involved in a car crash on the road, and then were themselves involved in an accident.
How unfortunate is that?
Yeah, man. Almost getting in behind is Siwelele. But Sanoko, with all that experience, comes across to make the clearance. Siema receiving from Bokazi. Lifting it forward here, Siema for Maswangani. He's managed to dig out a cross, and it is still in play here. Dion Hotto. Delicate little cross. Mabasa doesn't make the necessary contact via his head.
Yeah, that's his first touch of the game, Mabasa. We know that it's also a player that has grown not to be more patient in and around the box. He doesn't really have to get involved much, but when he does inside the box, such a cool, calm finisher that a lot of Pirates will rely on in terms of goals tonight.
Lovely brace over the weekend against Didori to follow up the goal he scored in extra time in that 3-0 win over Stellenbosch. So he is finally off the mark for the season and looking for more. Mufokeng, one of several Pirates players to have been selected for the preliminary Bafana Bafana squad for the remaining 2 World Cup qualifiers coming in October. Ricardo Goss also in that preliminary squad. Kept just 1 clean sheet in 9 previous outings against Orlando Pirates at the various clubs that he's been a part of. That was back in the 2019-20 season in a 0-0 draw. Siema under pressure but deals with it.
You can see that with Goss, those balls that are playing to Hizu, he's winning most of the balls, and you can see Putsana getting closer to him, Pool as well getting closer to him. A lot of Pirates have to deal with the second ball, because you can see when Siema goes out with him, with Hizu, you need Nduli, you need Mbati to be able to deal with those second balls.
Orlando Pirates getting it forward with Libitso, finding Mabasa, tussling there with Hunyane.
Yeah, you can see there Mabasa using his body very well. Konyani, they're fighting with him. Mabasa was given an advantage until the ball was dispossessed. That's the strength that they're going to need from him. Also the willing runners behind him, which is Siwelele and Hotto on the other side.
This is Abiy Baliti. I wonder if he'll have all too many opportunities to get forward. He's a pretty decent crosser of the ball, but the early evidence suggesting that Siwelele will be very much on the defensive today, at least in terms of committing multiple players to the attack, including their fullbacks. Now Maswangani's on the move. Siema looking to locate him, and another chance to kick from hand for Ricardo Goss. So you were mentioning those balls up to Ahizu, potentially preying off the second ball. Ricardo Goss, interestingly, has 2 assists against Orlando Pirates over the course of his career. One for Wits, one for Supersport United. Both of those coming in Nedbank Cup games, neither in the league. But still, for a goalkeeper against one specific side to have twice contributed a goal. Now the ball lifted in, Bokazi repels it. He has another opportunity to cross, and it's another decent one. Well, it's moments like that they have to capitalize on, and Ohizu has not been able to this time around.
That was a very good ball being played inside the box. Look at the Ohizu there, just behind Maswanganyi. He couldn't get the touch that he needed. He's been threatening. He's been winning balls, aerial duels there for Siwelele. That's the danger, man. Whenever the ball is out to be crossed inside the box, that's where you need Siema to be close by. That's where you need Mbogazi to be close by, because that man right there will cause problem for Orlando Pirates inside the box.
Still without a goal this season, Ohizu. So Orlando Pirates come under a little bit more pressure. Lungu, head off by Pule. Now Baliti does get a chance to cross. He's overcooked this one, but he's applying a little bit of pressure there. Failed to score in the MTN8 are still with Skukuni United, and the opening 4 games of the season with Skukuni as well in Nigeria. And Ohizu played his first game for Siwelele against Magesi, lasted the full 90 minutes. They want to see a little bit more from him in terms of threat up front. Patrick Maswanganyi already has 3 goals in all competitions. 2 of those have come in the league. Most teams in the division have played a game or 2 more than Pirates, some 3 ahead of them in terms of games played. Mamelodi Sundowns. Almost a really worrying moment from a Siwelele perspective, but away by Sanoka.
I wonder, one would maybe think that because Orlando Pirates played here over the weekend, Siwelele hasn't played here throughout the season. Maybe Orlando Pirates has some sort of an advantage knowing and the length of the pitch, the bumpiness of the pitch as well. I think Siwelele are the ones that still have to adjust to the pitch as well, because Orlando Pirates found a comfortable victory over the weekend. They've been staying here, they've been trained, they've been acclimatizing here. Maybe the traveling as well from a Siwelele point of view. We'll see as to then how they're going to pan out into this game, because it is a high-tempo game.
In from Dion Hotto. Be retrieved here by Libizzo. Got a space for Maswanganyi. Curls in the cross. Folozi will watch it out. Hey, you speak about the pitch, you speak about the venue for Siwelele. 4th home game of the season, but none of them have been played here at the Toyota Stadium. A couple at the Dr. Molemela Stadium and one at Lucas Moripe. That was the 1-0 loss to Bulawani City. And then they opened their campaign at the Dr. Petrus Molemela Stadium, 3-1 win over Lamontville Golden Arrows, and most recently at home a 0-0 draw with Richards Bay also down the road. At the profile of this game affords a bigger venue. And they are still based in Gauteng. It was actually one of the conditions for being involved in the auction to bidding for SuperSport United is that the team for at least 1 year would remain based in Gauteng. So technically they are traveling away for almost every game they play.
Yeah, and those details, those small details, they might come into play and be an Achilles heel throughout the season because of the traveling, the amount of traveling you're to you.
Here's Maswanganyi up against Sanoka. Lays it off for Dion Hotto. Dion with a nice little disguise ball. It is kept in, or perhaps not, but it was always going to be difficult for Relem Mofokeng to generate any kind of power. Provided the assists for Mabasa's second against Lirori. So just the one assist so far this season in 9 games, yet to get off the mark in terms of goals scored. He had 2 goals, 2 assists after 9 games last season, just as a quick comparison for you.
It's one player as well that I strongly believe that now this season is going to be very, very challenging for him, knowing that every team that's going to play, every opponent that's going to play against him, they know the danger that he possesses. Now he needs to, take his game to a different level, and you can see that with his quality, it's expected, and he will get you to that level.
A challenge from Kampani Lungo and Libizzo.
Yeah, you can see a lot of fights, a lot of grit from the Siwelele players. I think that's what is expected. That's what was spoken about in the dressing room. You need a little more fight, even though the results are not coming your way, but you need to show a little bit of character. And what a game to prove that you do have character. Orlando Pirates, you need to be stronger physically as well.
Worked out to Dion Hotto with plenty of space here. Hotto's ball in. He gets it again in the middle. Baliti coming free with it. Wonderful sliding challenge from Libizzo to curtail his progress. About midway through the first half here, still level. Orlando Pirates, the only team in the division yet to draw this season. They've also scored the bulk of their league goals in the first half. 4 of 6 have come before the interval. Certainly got a little better in their more recent league games. You can attribute a large part of the wastefulness in front of goal to the early 2 games. This one is well wide of the mark as everyone stood off Pule, and he eventually just felt obliged to take that shot.
Yeah, and I thought he's waiting for Lungo on the other side to make that run, because he's been playing those type of balls. And maybe because of the space being given, he felt like he could have the try. Unfortunately, he couldn't hit the target. There was no venom in that shot.
I was just saying a moment ago that Orlando Pirates have, only Amazulu have missed more big chances than Pirates, but a lot of that was attributable to the opening 2 games, where they were a little more wasteful. They've become better in that regard as the season has gone on.
But also if you look at the weekend's game and the preliminary rounds, the amount of opportunities also they missed in the first half.
Crazy to think that they only opened the scoring early in the second.
They still do miss opportunities, and they need to be very, very clinical. As much as they did win the game 3-0, but the scoreline could have been very, very difficult.
Mata to Hotto. Siema. Now Libizzo. Siwelele rides the challenge, finds Siema. Just 22 years of age. Swings it across field. Does Siema looking for Relem Mofokeng? Here's Libit. Masangani gets a touch on that. Return to him by Siwelele. Lovely pass from Libita. Masangani. Siwelele. Well, he managed to get the cut back. Siwelele deal with the danger.
Good interplay there from Orlando Pirates. Masangani getting involved. I think that ball that he played to Siwelele was too strong. But yet again, the quickness of Siwelele being able to come back and try to play the cutback. That's an opportunity Orlando Pirates could have used. And you were expecting Mabasa be inside the box. Yes, he was. You need more numbers as well. Maybe Rayla from the left-hand side to actually get inside the box to be able to, profit from those cutbacks.
Because Mbokazi, just receiving a little bit of treatment here. No longer a teenager as of this past Friday, just before the game against Didori. Celebrated his 20th birthday. I mean, I'm not really sure what the ice pack is doing for him here. Actually, that's the first time I've ever seen a grimace or any kind of show of pain from him. I did assume previously he was made of cement, so you need a different treatment. I don't think ice works.
Yeah, no.
CM rising for that. Lungu. Bukazi's still off the park. In fact, outside of your picture, he's just sprinted back on. Masangani, good close control. Goss, closed down by Mabasa, finds Sanoka. Pinged forward by Ricardo Goss, only locating Libizzo. Nduli caught on the ball. Well, the referee waves away the appeals, and here come Orlando Pirates with Dion Hotto. Corner.
Yeah, I thought that tackle there from Nduli. I thought the referee's going to blow that as a foul. Could see that Tohizo stood on the ground. But I guess also you look at Mbata and Nduli, they've been losing so many balls, they've been pressed so well in that midfield. This forces them, you can see the tackle over here. And you can see, like, I don't think he really got the ball. Maybe after the man, or Yuzu was the one that got the ball first, and expecting the referee possibly maybe to see that, but he allowed the play to play on.
Opening corner of the game, swung in, it goes over the head of Ricardo Goss. He's been given the call in his favor by the referee.
It was a good ball, been swung in. And I also believe that as well, that Goss, I think maybe his own players are the ones that actually stood in his way. And first, and then you can see that Mbokazi there, they are flying for that ball. And expecting Mbokazi as well, maybe to chip in with a certain number of goals this season, especially knowing that how strong he is defensively, aerially. Maybe he needs to find his way inside the box, set pieces as well, to be able to contribute in that regard. Because as a performer as he is, you want him to contribute in terms of the numbers as well.
Mufuke flicking it to Dion Hotto. To Botane. First start of the season, only recently against Durban City, it was 2 games back. But this is where he hails from, Bloemfontein man, Bloemfontein born. Putsani would love to put on a show for those that know him best. He's played for almost every prominent club in the Free State. Started off at Mangaung United, then Free State Stars, then Bloemfontein Celtic. Bukazi, his first ever goal did come against SuperSport United last season in the Cup. Clear offside. Siwelele without a goal in Orlando Pirates' last 4 outings, having netted 3 in a row prior to that. Takes a lot of pride in his distribution from the back. Fulosi cushioning it back to Ricardo Goss. Hotto away. Excellent touch from Mbata. And a lovely ball to match. Siwelele. Baliti steals it from him. Siema wins in the air. Talinta Mbata again. Libitso. Rather unceremoniously upended.
It is a physical game. There's a lot of physicality that we see in this game. You can see that Mokwane, they're being late on that Mbata challenge.
Hotto curling it in away by Sanoka. Kept in play by Gampani Lungu. Putsani in pursuit. Well, there was already a call against Toboko Putsani.
But you can see there's a change of attitude from Siwelele players. Willing runners, working hard defensively. Even Putsani, look at the run that he made, just to try and not allow Orlando Pirates to get that momentum. You can tell that it is something that maybe they spoke about, regardless of the results not coming through. You heard Coach Siema says the team is improving each and every game, as long as, even though the results are not coming their way. So these are the type of things they need to work on. Defensively, you must defend as a unit.
Bukazi, the latest player to go down under the challenge of Ohizu. Lovely little ball from Tsakubasa Mabasa. Fukeng can't control. Guane. Lungu. And Siema doing enough.
Good cover there from Siema. Realizing that you just need to put your body in front of Lungu and make sure that you just block him from getting into that attacking zone. Great anticipation from the young man. Well,
Siema has, in the league, come up against Orlando Pirates as a coach 12 times previously, just 2 wins for him, 6 draws and 4 defeats. The last win that he managed as a coach over Orlando Pirates was 2 seasons back when in charge of Skukuni United. 2-1 win a couple months into 2024. Only other triumph was only as in charge of Bloemfontein Celtic in the 2016-17 season, also a 2-1 win. In from Folozi. Decent flick. Okwane. That's straight out of play. Reinstated to the lineup, having started 4 of their previous 7 league games this season. Okwane. Again, that big diagonal to Libizzo. And this time just took his eye off the ball.
You can see with the Orlando Pirates, so many diagonal balls. They rely on the width, where you see Hoto occupying that width, allowing Mufokeng just to be in and inside. And on the right-hand side, Libizzo does the same thing and allows Siwelele to be more inside to play those diagonal balls that comes from Siema or Mbata or Mbogazio.
Now Coach Wadu has overseen 4 successive clean sheets for Orlando Pirates in all competitions since the MTN 8 semi-final, the second leg against Mamelodi Sundowns. Things appear to be coming right at the Buccaneers. But those 2 defeats in their opening 2 games means that they are always going to be playing catch-up now for the next little while.
But we know that in a football match, sometimes all you need is just a momentum that will carry you through. And after since those defeats, now they're 3 games, winning 3-0 without conceding any.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you needed in the first 3 games to actually rectify certain things, because there's a number of changes that happen also from those fixtures.
Yes, 5 goals without reply in their last 3 Premiership matches for Orlando Pirates. Jape Morale down under the challenge of Nduli.
Yeah, that's been the battle in that midfield. A lot of physicality. Now it's Mbuli now that gets in there, not allowing Siwelele to get into that transitional mode.
Ohizu. Siwelele gets set before Lungu. Hoto. Great race with Putsane.
It's an interesting battle on the left-hand side of Orlando Pirates, where Putsane is doing his defensive duties, showing Hoto that he can match him pace to pace.
Siema to Mbokazi. Nice ball forward from Siema, although initially looked to be decent, then just skipped away the moment it hit the turf.
Yeah, I think you can see with the Lampard, they're trying to play too many of those long balls just to play them just behind Siwelele's defense. You need somebody in the midfield to just calm things down, to me, more play combination passes as well. Then you resort back to your long balls, because now this becomes so predictable. And Siwelele also, they're dropping a little bit back, not to allow the balls to be played just behind them.
Libitzo under it. Guane, and then Jape Moralo. Moralo's only 2 senior goals have both been against Orlando Pirates. This is the 7th time he's meeting them. He's only ever been involved in 1 win. He suffered 4 defeats against them during his time with SuperSport United. But it is rather bizarre to see a player who never scores, except against one team in particular.
It always happens whenever you're a footballer. There's always going to be that team. No matter what happens, you are able to score them.
Dionot somehow manages to bring the ball in front of him. Bogiso Sanoka not best pleased with the decision out on the flank.
I think there is a last touch there from Sanoka.
Oh, from that throw in an advanced position, they get a corner. Put it in low. Masagani straight at Ricardo Goss. Top scorer in the league this season for Orlando Pirates is Masangani. It was an interesting corner situation that they were working there. Orlando Pirates are yet to score from a set piece in the league this season. All of their 6 goals have been from open play. A couple from outside the box as well.
I'm sure they're working on it in training to try and, because set piece becomes a big part of the game, especially when the game is not opening enough, or you don't have that fluidity enough that you want in the game. You can also rely on a set piece because it is a big part of the game. Especially with the big boys like Mabasa on the pitch, Mbogasi on the pitch, CM as well, that is good aerially.
It's cleverly played initially by Siema, and then Libitzo to find Maswanyane. Siema's ball has far too much on it.
You can see that they were trying to find Mufokeng on the right-hand side, making the interval run, just coming inside to cause trouble between the centre-back and the right-back. Those are good runs for Mufokeng to find himself in. He just need the right ball to get him in there.
Oh, Siema with a miscue. Vincent Pule on the turn, just trying to direct it towards goal. Couldn't capitalize on the mistake. It's a dreadful error. Orlando Pirates lucky to emerge unscathed. Now up the other end, Siwelele won't get in the end of that pass from Mbata. Now it seemed a fairly innocuous ball forward here, and Siema perhaps sensing the presence of Pule behind him, just seeking to outfox the veteran, let him allow him to carry on running and then turn and clear, but he got that one all wrong, the former Galaxy man. Siwelele well positioned to make the necessary intervention. Nil-nil after 45 minutes here at a lively Toyota Stadium. 20-year-old rather, sorry. The 20-year-old wearing the 46 on his back. He's coming on to earn his first Bidvest Premiership minutes of the season. He made a brief cameo in the opening MTN8 game of the campaign. So is that the freshening up that they needed to do in order to get something from this evening's fixture?
Yeah, I can see that with those substitutions, it's very, very intentional. They want to get back into the game. And with Apollos knowing that it's such a dangerous player playing on the left-hand side, being able to cut in, and also is the type of player that will all initially play just, you know, in front of Mabasa, the support that they need.
He's immediately into the thick of things is Apollos trying to locate Dion Hotto. His touch took a little pass, so it will be a throw-in for Orlando Pirates. Apollos did start the previous game against Didori and scored their third goal. Tsukavaza Mabasa had given them a 2-goal lead about 10 minutes into the second period. Two quick-fire goals, and then they comfortably held that lead until Apollos added another late in the game. Siema gave Orlando Pirates fans a little bit of a scare towards the tail end of that first half. Bukazi, his only goal he's ever scored in his senior career, was netted past Ricardo Goss. Quarterfinals of the Cup last season. Here he is on the ball, and Bukazi. And if you hadn't seen that game, you might be thinking, I could have come from a header from a set piece. Not the case. Now a chance. Oh, it's really well worked on the edge of the area, but Siwelele not able to fire the shot off accurately enough.
Yeah, let's think Orlando Pirates continue again with that pressure. Siwelele just in front of the box, puts the ball in his weaker foot. Unfortunately, they couldn't hit the target. You can see he wanted to use his legs, wanted to use power there. But those are the areas that where we've seen him scoring goals. These are the areas that you want Orlando Pirates fans will be expecting him to get more into those, and the balls from Hotto to be played inside the box to have those are type of opportunities for Orlando Pirates.
Collected by Dion Hotto. Mabasa just too strong for Apollos. Heaved into play by Elisa Mfolozi. Thumped upfield by Bukazi. That one's straight out. Fourth time that Siwelele are playing at home this season. The first time at this venue. And all their points, the 4 points that they have managed, have come at home. They've not done particularly well on their travels. Dancing away. Little touch off the head to Pule. Gets it back here. Cross in. Oh, Lungu was arriving. Bukazi with an unorthodox clearance.
Indeed, it's such a good ball they've been played by Pule. And I thought Lungu there was free to be able to get onto that ball. He missed it. It forced Mbugazi now to be able to clear that ball for a corner kick, but Lungu there. And that was a great opportunity for Siwelele to just to get into the scoring sheet.
Corner in. Siema meets it. Gampani Lungu. Mukuwane. Now the touch from Potsane. I think he was expecting someone to be on his outside and picked that one up, played it blind. Danson. Oh, given away really cheaply. Right, Libizzo. Mufukeng. Mabasa. Just trying to turn it around the corner. Easily intercepted. Goss floats it out to the flank, but Pule slipped, and I don't think even if he had stayed on his feet, he was able to control.
Knowing that Mbugazi was just behind him. He really, really loves those duels. I think it continues again from Goss as well, from Siwelele, those long balls that have been played. Trying to also to bypass that midfield, get onto Pule to play from the second ball. They want to bypass that midfield where possibly it's congested because of Orlando Pirates players that are tucking in from the wide areas.
Denson with the foul. Debuted last season. Very bright up-and-comer for the Buccaneers. Hernandez ball forward. So Siwelele with a throw, and it's the first time that Mfolozi has really got an opportunity to hurl one long from this kind of position. He's been waiting for this moment. Repelled by Mbukazi, and now he gets an even better opportunity to try and find one of the bigger men in the box. Bukazi strolling forward with it. Siema. Libizzo dancing. Here's Libizzo. Continues on, returns the ball to Siwelele, down on the edge of the area. Ronyane can't clear effectively. Paliti has cracked it into an opponent, and it's out for the hosts' throw-in. There's been some shake-ups at Siwelele just this week. Willem Jackson arriving at the club as an assistant coach, although not present today, but some of the other shake-ups have seen Stan Matthews, the CEO, leave, along with Andre Aronson, who was the man replaced by Willem Jackson. So the club boss, Calvin Lejeune, announcing that Lerato Hlwanyane taking over as interim CEO of Siwelele. And they've cleared out a few players, as well as bringing in some more on loan.
Yeah.
Keegan Johannes.
Yeah, Keegan Johannes, Zwane as well,
Yeah.
Mashiane. Can tell that it is a team, and also I listened to Coach Siam as well saying every window that they do have an opportunity, they'll try and bring in more quality into the team, because it's important for Siwelele to stay on top of the PSL. And with how things are going right now, you want to sustain that. You want to keep this game should be their benchmark because of how they perform in the spirit that they have, you know, the aggression that they have. That's how you want to continue within the league itself. But maybe with the addition of Lebasa as well, being a striker, maybe that's what they need. Being Magidigidi, who's not around, who's the only player I think that scored for Siwelele this season.
Yeah, Magidigidi with the 2 goals against Lamontville Golden Arrows, and 3-1 win. Vincent Pule also on the score sheet that day. But those are the only 2 players who've netted for them.
Yeah.
Mohizu, only a recent arrival on loan from Skukuni United. So there are goals in this team. Samu Nurkovic playing his first half an hour of the campaign and then getting red carded. When a player like that comes back, he'll be able to add some value. Hotto in so much space here. Finding Apollos. And Mufokeng! Looking to place it. And it's just a whisker away from finding the target.
Indeed, they elected this type of balls from Apollos to be able to play just penetrative pass, forward passes. Mufokeng being clever, realizing that he doesn't have time and space. Quick turn and a quick shot. He was not far. He was not far off, indeed.
Getting closer and closer to opening his account for the season. Siema gives it away to Gampani Lungu, who's blocked off. And will be a free kick, perpetrator Libitzo.
Yeah, it was a block indeed from Libitzo. And these are tap opportunities as well from Siwelele that they might try and get something out of it, because the game is not opening up for them. They haven't created goal-scoring opportunities enough. So there's a type of situations they need to profit from.
So Thabiso Libitzo is into the referee's book as Orlando Pirates make another change here. Tsapang Moremi, hero off the bench in the MTN8 final, coming on for Kamohelo Sibilibili, who's another of those Pirates players who has made the Bafana Bafana preliminary squad. Easy claim for Sipoche. All the way through to Ricardo Goss, only really Mufokeng to aim for. Hotto scrambling back. Under pressure from Botsane.
I think as things stand, Grant, maybe Siwelele, they might be more pleased with the results, with the amount of work that they're putting in, not allowing Orlando Pirates to create more goal-scoring opportunity, knowing that a lot of Pirates coming into this fixture, you know, being free scoring.
Moralo. All the way over. Nuli, Siema. Two new players have just slotted in so well. That's rare.
Very rare indeed. And we're looking at this game today. He hasn't played those diagonal balls that we know that he has so much accuracy on.
Well, he came to the stadium looking really cool. He was just looking to support his team in the best way that he could, but courtesy of Spulisa and Win, he will be leaving with a very cool 20k. Tapang Moren. Hot. Duli. Pule stuck in a foot. Now Siwelele have a chance. Vincent Pule up against Mbukazi. There's an absolute brick wall.
He's such a strong player. And for his size, he's got so much speed as well to be able to recover from it.
Christian Siwelele is one of two players, along with Gambani Lungu, that has featured in every single game. Siwelele coming on for his 8th appearance of the season, the 3rd time off the bench, as Vincent Pule and Lehlohonolo Siema share a light moment. And Siwelele is perhaps exactly the type of player they need in a moment like this, as Orlando Pirates, who will certainly be seeking the win, commit more numbers forwards, play with a little more abandon as Dion Hotto tries to create something up front. And a player like Christian Siwelele does have bags of pace. Perhaps even that moment just minutes ago for Vincent Pule, Siwelele might have been able to reel that in ahead of Mbukazi.
Yeah. Siwelele is the player that they need, especially with that speed. And also maybe Goss as well can recognize that, because after catching the ball, he's delaying playing those quick balls to engage those speed up front.
Folosi with a flat throw. Moizo couldn't control. Willem Fouquet just streaks away from Asunapolis. Foul by Moralo on Fouquet. Polis now for Pirates. Spots the movement from Dion Hotto. Collected by Danson. Mufouquet. Moremi. Away by Sanoka.
I guess with Orlando Pirates as well, maybe with the likes of Sipumbulu on the bench, maybe it's a player maybe that might come in and spark some sort of creativity in that midfield, just to keep the ball and create passing angles and create opportunities.
Dribbled across field by Danson. Libizzo. Now doing enough is Apiwe Paliti to ensure that no real danger developed from that, as Ricardo Goss looks for Kampani Lungu. Dion Hotto reads it. Apollos Nduli get the ball back. Orlando Pirates after Hizu briefly intercepted. Now Apollos Paliti. Bokazi strong in the air. Kampani Lungu. Paliti. Ukwane. Kampani Lungu into the area. Skews horribly off the side of his boots.
It was an inviting ball for Lungu. He was dropping off nicely, just unfortunate. It lands on his weaker foot.
Orlando Pirates still just the 2 shots on target from the first half. They came here with the intention to collect the 3 points that would move them to 4th place. Just over 20 minutes to go, and gaining just the solitary point won't do anything to help them in terms of their log position.
Especially also with a couple of games as well in hand.
Yeah. Duli. Libizzo. There's Austin Apollos. Can't keep it in. Siema's side would move a single position, having started today in 14th if they were to get this win, but plenty of games to come tomorrow that could see them slip back down again as Austin Apollos puts it in. But Remy doing his best to control. Eventually breaking Dumbukazi, who has a go from range. It's clearly something that he's been working on, and something that he greatly desires, to score a goal from miles out.
Yeah. You can see that whenever he gets that opportunity, he wants to hit that ball. And at times, which is something that we've seen as well with this game as well, when the game opens up, he can drive in with the ball, which is something that we haven't seen in this game.
Well, there's sure to be movements on the table tomorrow, even if we've seen very little this evening, at least as things stand, with Arrows up against the defending champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, who are currently in 2nd. Kaizer Chiefs are hosting Marumo Gallants. A very intriguing tie between Auburn College and Pulawani City. Richards Bay up against Magesi, and then the table toppers, the current table toppers, Kukuni United, are hosting Chippa. Durban City will be looking to bounce back away to a Stellenbosch side who have struggled so far, and 2 of the ambitious clubs in the league this season. We've got off to fairly healthy starts. TS Galaxy and Amazulu. That should be a great game.
Yeah.
Oh, what a ball for Dion Otto. Just wasn't able to connect with it as early as he would have wanted, and was pushed out quite wide.
Yeah, the physicality continues as well. You can see here Hoto Botane been smart enough to put his body just in front of Hoto for him not to take the ball, just to draw the foul there.
Mufokeng out-muscled by Moralo, but manages to stick a toe in and get it to Aswinopolis. Now he's lifted it over the top for Libizzo, but nicely away by Christian Siwelele of all players. And the Pirates are almost 63% of the possession so far. They've averaged 60% this season across their previous 5 games. Only Mamelodi Sundowns have a higher average possession this season. Don't know if you'd want to venture a guess. You know where it's sitting. It's over 70% this season.
Yeah. I mean, it's a team that thrives on possession of the ball, playing with those 3-man midfield angles. I think one of the players as well that is contributing so much into that. It's been very, very good for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Panilungu can't force the cross past TLB, but they do have a throw-in quite high up the field. I'll just pause for a moment though, because Orlando Pirates are making another change here. Evidence Mahopa coming on for Tsakabasa Mabaso. And Mabasa in the first half had only 7 touches. He's had 10 in this second period, so he hasn't really been involved.
Yeah, I guess it also because there was no one playing closer to him whenever he has the ball. And a player of Mabasa's character, you need somebody to play more as a 10. Just whenever he has the ball, he needs to be able to play somebody close by.
Orlando Pirates this evening have faced their 9th and 10th shot on target across almost 6 completed games now, so it shows how good the defense has been this season. It's only the current log leaders, Skokuni United, having conceded fewer goals than Orlando Pirates. Goss probably won't have as much time on the ball to measure those long balls forward with Mahopa now on the field.
Yeah, Mahopa will press. And those are the fresh legs that they needed up front. And we know that if he's this type of a striker that will make sure that the 2 centre-backs are not going to rest. And whenever the ball is out wide, he's the first person to run into that first post. He doesn't mind going to places where it hurts the most.
He gets it away. This is Danson. 3 sub-appearances in the league last season for Cameron Danson.
Yeah, very silly there from Lungu. The player was covered, and there's a type of areas that you don't want to commit a foul against Orlando Pirates, knowing that you do have Hoto that is specialized in those type of set pieces. You do have Mahopa that is on the pitch, very deadly as well aerially.
A couple of assists for Mahopa this season, but yet to find the back of the net, not just in the Betway Premiership, but in all competitions. Great opportunity from a free kick for an Orlando Pirates side yet to score from a set piece in the league this season. Looks like they're assembling a four-man wall. Plenty of Pirates players interested in this, and look at the quality on offer. Against Didori, they had a great free kick in a similar position, perhaps a little closer in, that was taken and wasted by Dion Hotter straight into the wall.
But now maybe in this position it favors more of a right footer. Maybe you might see maybe Apollos maybe fencing it, or really rather.
It's Apollos! Oh, went for the knuckleball technique. It almost dipped into the top corner.
Almost dipped indeed. Interesting technique that he used this time around. Went over the wall. You can see also Goss moved slightly a little bit too soon. He was nearly caught there. He wasn't far off.
With under a quarter hour of regulation time remaining, it is still level at 0-0. And Austin Apollos coming as close as anyone has this evening. Chain. Bukazi, Siema. Orlando Pirates actually yet to score in the final quarter hour of the season so far. So from 75 minutes onwards, they haven't netted a Betway Premiership goal in this campaign. And Siwelele are one of half a dozen sides, despite all of their own defensive frailties, that over the course of their 7 matches have not conceded in the final quarter hour. So in a game that is currently goalless, the stats don't suggest that either side are likely to find the back of the net. But that's on their previous games. This is a whole different game. This is a different game.
Yeah, it is.
Siwelele with 6 changes coming into today's game. They had made 7 changes ahead of the Magesi match, their last Betway Premiership game before this, which would suggest that they are still really tinkering with the team, trying to find their best 11, whilst the Orlando Pirates coach will have a much better idea about his best 11 and is just slowly tinkering with it, making a couple of changes here and there, depending on the game and the occasion.
And also maybe it comes when very difficult then to play against a team that's Siwelele that makes so many changes, because then your reference now players that are not on the pitch, maybe also that becomes an issue for Orlando Pirates. But then again, when you're Orlando Pirates, a team that is expected to do well in every game, and then now in this situation where they're chasing games, they're chasing points as well, you don't want to be far off from the chasing pack, and maximum points will be so important for Orlando Pirates, so is Siwelele.
Siwelele without much consistency, but with perhaps a little more freshness in their starting 11. Mufokeng, Makgopa. Oh, what a finish! So many times recently he's emerged off the bench to become the hero. Often upon us with a crisp finish into the bottom corner. Orlando Pirates finally find a breakthrough.
Indeed, you spoke about the stats, you spoke about the minutes where they suggest that in this time around, Siwelele are unlikely to concede. Orlando Pirates had a different answer. The ball being played just in front where it finds Apollos in and around so many players. Such a talented player being able to find space even though it was congested, but those are the type of balls that they really, really miss. Look at Mufokeng playing that ball. Apollos getting inside the box, needing no second invitation. Look at that ball, a miscue rather from Makgopa, but it falls nicely there as well to Apollos using his laces just to hit it on the corner there, because they didn't have a chance.
Out of reach of the goalkeeper, Hassan Apollos, who's contributed a couple of assists in the Betway Premiership this season. Opens his goal-scoring accounts in the league, having managed to net in both the other competitions that they've been involved in this season, the MTN 8 and the CAF Champions League. And he's the kind of player that when he is introduced, when he doesn't start, he makes such an impact.
He does.
When he arrives on the field.
Yeah, he does, and I think also it gets to show then the quality of Orlando Pirates players, the depth that they have, you know, coming in as Apollos as an impact player, really, really making that difference.
As we saw in the MTN 8 final.
Yeah.
Potentially now going to go 7 games winless and 7 without a goal since they netted 3 in their opener against Le Montfort Golden Arrows. Putzan. Trying to make something happen on the right-hand flank for Siwelele.
Yeah, Putzan has been working hard defensively and offensively whenever he's faced against Dion Harto.
There's a little flick header. Oh, super chain. Easy save in the end, but he had to be well positioned to deny Christian Siwelele.
That long throw that you spoke about, Grant, becomes an impact. When Lungu gets a flick on, Christian Siwelele finds himself on the back post. But good work as well from China as well, be able to move with the ball, shuffle across to be able to make that save.
So for Orlando Pirates, it will be Masindi Ntajela. Just a little chance off the bench in the MTN 8. It's been slowly integrated into the team. Arriving from Gallants, where his current coach became familiar with him. It's all 5 changes made now for Orlando Pirates. most recently on loan. Siwelele seeking game time away from Kaizer Chiefs. He's on for Mukwane. Loads of potential. Siwelele just not really getting a look in at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment, so a loan move is probably a good idea at this point of his career.
It is indeed. He needs to work harder to get that game time here, Siwelele, and also maybe it'll help him as well to develop some sort of character, the hunger as well, knowing that you're looking at where Siwelele is on the lock.
He's dispossessed. Here comes Bukazi. This cross has all the pace taken off it by Moralo. Done well to track him. Now Siwelele will not be best pleased that they've had to come back, but it is their own player down.
And I guess also like they'll feel injustice there, because you expect him maybe to be given an advantage going forward, and also maybe the injury wasn't a head injury, but the referee had to make that call.
Tough fixture this one for Siema and his boys. This coming weekend, on the Sunday, we have a game against Gallants. They'll be hosting Marumo Gallants. Another testing fixture. Corner for the hosts. Has been introduced for the injured Moralo, and his first involvement will see him deliver in this corner. Not the best delivery from Lakay, easily repelled by Mahopa. Well, Moralo seems to be moving without too much discomfort. They'll be hoping to be ready for that game against Gallants this weekend. Hunyane switches the play. Lungu challenging unsuccessfully for the ball. Shoved by Moremi. 90 seconds of regulation time to play. Okay, with the disguised ball for Lungu, who comes inside Nemtajela and gets nothing for it.
It was a clever free kick that was in play by Siwelele. I guess that sliding leg, the behind leg of Nemtajela to be able to... I guess it was just a follow through. There was no intention there, but we've seen those being given, especially in the far side where the linesman was there. That's why maybe you see the bench where Siwelele felt like they could have got something there. But it was a very clever free kick there. It caught Tulana by surprise.
And that's why they would have wanted to see how it could have developed. The trailing leg does catch him on the side where the first assistant, Tamaga Sibati, the fans at least would have been expecting him to give some kind of assistance to the referee in ruling on this. About to head into 3 minutes of additional time. Away again by Mbukazi. Siwelele rising for it. Siwelele Polis here. Moremi on the move. Goss has to venture out of his area. Clever play in the end by Ricardo Goss to thwart the danger. Not long remaining now for Siwelele to try and snatch something here. Orlando Pirates a minute to see out. Way Bambukazi. Zwane. Kampani Lungu. It's a fairly needless push from Moremi, considering that Dion Otto was also on hand, and now Siwelele, one of their main routes towards goal is set pieces, and they have one in the closing 30 seconds. Lakay in. Oh! Almost caught chain out.
That was a good ball being played. I guess I wonder why Chain wanted to use his legs. Maybe the ball dipped too quickly for him when he was about to advance.
In again from Lakay. Touch from Chain. Lungu fires it over. And all of that developed from the needlessly given away free kick from Moremi, who will be mightily relieved right now. Mbukazi, who punts it forward from the goal kick, and Orlando Pirates have just